be amiss of me to not say, welcome to Soweto! I know Soweto South constituency is in the building. I know Soweto East constituency is in the building. I know Soweto North constituency is in the building. Guys, welcome to Soweto. It's such an incredible day, such a beautiful day, and we are going to make history today. We are going to change Johannesburg today. But Democrats, I want you to please put your hands together and raise your voices for the DA Johannesburg Regional Chairperson, Helen Zille! I saw the wind, I saw the wind. I Viva!
Good morning, Democrats. Welcome to Soweto. Welcome to Joburg. And what it is a joy to welcome you here today. We are gathered as activists who give countless hours. Councillors who fight every day for our communities. Members of the legislature and parliament who carry our voices nationally. Donors who make our work possible. And the members of the media who tell the story to our city about our movement. Every one of you are part of this movement, and thank you for being here. Today is no ordinary day. Today is significant because we take a bold step forward in our campaign by launching the DA Johannesburg mayoral candidate. And this is not just a single event. It is one of many steps on the road to the 2026 local government election. Step by step, speech by speech, door by door, we will move to the future where this city once again serves the people. Joburg is not just another city. It is the heartbeat of this country. It is the economic hub, the place that draws investment, creates jobs, draws innovation. The city should lead in the lowest unemployment, the best schools, the most efficient services, and a spirit that cares for the residents. Yet, we know the truth. The decay we see around us is disheartening. Broken traffic lights, unreliable water, collapsing infrastructure, crime, dirt, and a sense that nobody's in charge. Joburg has fallen into a shambles when it should be soaring. But today is not about despair. Today is about believing in Joburg. Today is about reminding ourselves that this city can be better and we can do better. Last week, I met a young man from Soweto, and he tells me he wakes up at 4 a.m. every morning to go to work across the city because it's the only opportunity he can find. He said to me, I love this city, but this city doesn't love me back. The roads are broken, the taxis are unsafe, and it takes me 3 hours to get to work. It reminds me why we are here, because Joburg should love the people back. It is not just about buildings and roads. It's about the people of the city that deserves a government that serves them. And now we know that there are negative people. There are people that are going to throw up their hands and say, let it fail. Nothing can be done. But not us, not the Democratic Alliance in Joburg. We are a party of action. We are passionate people. We're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to do the hard work. And when other people are talking, we are going to fix. When others are complaining, we are going to plan. And when others are giving up, we are going to do. Look around you today, gathered in the spirit of this event, are activists who walk the streets, councillors who never give up, leaders who push through the noise, and supporters who trust us. Together we will build something stronger than the challenges. We will build belief in Joburg's limitless potential. So let's celebrate today. Let's celebrate our region, our activists, our campaign, and mostly Johannesburg. When we believe in Joburg, you believe in something powerful, a city that works for everyone, a city that creates real jobs, real opportunities, a city with functioning robots, safe neighborhoods where our families can thrive, clean streets that reflect our pride, and pathways to prosperity for every resident. A city where a young man from Soweto doesn't have to sacrifice his dawn hours to travel 3 hours to claim his position in our economy, because Joburg believes in him. And that is why we're here. We're here to launch the mayoral candidate today, and that we will not rest until Joburg rises again. Friends, the road to 2026 starts right here. Let us walk with courage, with passion and determination. When we believe in Joburg, you believe in a city that is worth the effort we put in. With the DA, we're not just hoping in Joburg will rise again. We will make it happen.
But it is for the city, the city that remains the vital economic hub for South Africa.
I believe that this will be one of the best cities ever made.
I believe that everything in Joburg will change. I believe that things will be very good if they put the past in the beginning. If we need a better administration, such as the DA being better, then Johannesburg will be a better city.
I think we believe that the quality here, I expect that we'll see this in this country. I believe that people is very for the city. Look at New York, just on here, how it is small life. Imagine if county was also the city. We believe in Joburg. I just moved from Gauteng last year, and I feel that I have a really bright journey in Joburg.
The issues that we face in the city of Joburg can be completed. I believe that all our communities are deserving to be in a safe environment where services are provided.
With whom we live in all of us, well and children.
Cape Town Joburg City is a region, so if we had to run and do that change in Joburg, I didn't think there would be a change and we can therefore enjoy what Joburg City has to offer.
Joburg is my home, and Joburg, I believe to share to one baby.
It has great people lived with wonderful cultures and a very powerful to be around. It's enjoyed and this people that are Joburg.
There was a hope that we would have a better future for all of us. I believe that one day Joburg can become greater and where it is now. And I want to go into Johannesburg. I want to Johannesburg to be my home city. I believe in Johannesburg. I really believe, although the ANC has set up and doesn't look at you, I know the ANC takes over, everything will be restored and will be a marketplace and awesome.
you ready? Okay, technology is trying to fail me right now. So I know you guys have the energy. Are you guys ready to dance? Are you guys ready to get on your feet? Are we taking your hands up? Are we taking your hands up? Are we tired of the ANC? Do you want the PA inside of your hands up? Let's get ready to dance. Please help me welcome Lobumele Lomaiti.
Alright, the SABC day is over. makavule. Makavule, we need change, guys. Change is good. Let's take a risk, man. It's okay. It's okay. So people now need to vula, inhela, mambobozi. Danko.
Democrats, I want you guys to please put your hands together and raise your voices for the one, the only, the DA Gauteng provincial leader, but when it's on your last let me not sing, they will say I don't have capacity. I know that I have capacity. I have capacity because I am in the midst of people with capacity. I know that I have capacity because we develop capacity in the team. I know that I have capacity because we've proven that we have capacity in the team. Democrats, Dumelang, good morning. It's good to be here. It is really good to be here. But I want to start off by saying something. I want to say to President Cyril Ramaphosa, the people of Johannesburg don't want the ANC to go and learn from the DA. The people of Johannesburg want implementers, that is the DA. We don't have time to teach people not to steal. We have time to go and implement projects that will turn people's lives around. We don't have time to teach people not to kill each other because of tenders. But we have time to make sure that councillors that we put in place are people orientated, are people that are ready to serve people. We don't have time, Mr. President, to teach your councillors and your mayors and your speakers not to fight amongst themselves. But we have time to fight for the residents of Johannesburg so that they can be service delivery. We don't have time, Mr. President, to teach your people not to employ their families and friends, but to open opportunities for everybody. That's what we have time for. Democrats, the people of Johannesburg are tired. The people of Gauteng are tired. The people of South Africa are tired. And you know, if you understand that Johannesburg, that words means the veins that are running full of blood that is able to nourish the whole body that is Gauteng, the whole body that is South Africa, for it to pump again. But you cannot have that when you have a mayor, ungazi, angazi. When is water coming back? Angazi. When are you fixing the road? Angazi. We cannot continue like that. We are here today as we make history, Democrats. And the message is very clear. The message is that the DA not only does it have a plan, but it will put its money and its resources where its mouth is. The DA is here to say today that we will make sure that we fight for the residents of Johannesburg. I met some gentlemen, twins, who I met in Orlando the other day. One of them is a mechanical engineer, and another one is a qualified chef. But they're standing in the corner by Damascopas. And I said to them, Machita, but what is the story? One says, Bob, all I want is an opportunity. And I've got the qualifications. My mother, before she passed on, took us to school. And we got qualifications. We are sitting with degrees, but we can't do anything with those degrees. We are now the laughing stock of the people around. But we are saying, now umuntu, even you belong, you are valued. And we'll show you that we value you. will show you that we value you by bringing you the services that we value, because we understand, we know that once you get those services, it means that Johannesburg begins to then move in the right direction. So, others have wasted 30 plus years. They've wasted all these years, but we are saying we don't have much more time to waste. Johannesburg cannot continue like it's a war zone in the city center. Johannesburg cannot continue where people who are living in the city of gold are living like they're coming from a rural area somewhere where they don't have to get water on a daily basis. It cannot be that you have streets that are now looking like the streets of a donkey town somewhere out of here. It cannot be that you don't have waste that is being collected in certain areas. It cannot be that you have a president that goes and promises people of Alexander houses and not even deliver one brick. It cannot be. It cannot be. So Democrats, I'm saying to you, if you are ready, we must make sure that we from now on until next year, while Loyiso and Dada are busy fighting about who gets to be the mayoral candidate, in the DA we are saying not only do we have mayoral candidates, but we already have a plan of what we want to then do when we get into while they are busy fighting about which faction is going to take over, because all they care about is resources. All they care about is, if I get into this seat, mina nebandla lami kudla thina. Tina, we are saying no. We are here with a clear plan, an infrastructure master plan that says the streets are going to be fixed, that says that electricity is going to be fixed, that says the water is going to be fixed, that says the economy is going to pump up again and we are going to get people into jobs, that says that we'll get rid of officials that are corrupt, that are incompetent, that says we'll get rid of the boards that haven't done anything for the people of Johannesburg, and we'll get in place a system that says the people of Johannesburg comes first. So while they're fighting, let them fight. Democrats, you, our activists, you, our public representatives, you, who are our supporters, hit the streets on a daily basis. There should never be a house, there should never be a shack, there should never be a stockfell, there should never be a church, there should never be a mosque, there should never be a synagogue that doesn't have somebody speaking about the DA in that particular place. Mama said Chisanyama, they must be talking about the DA. Mama said Basini, they must be talking about the DA. Mama said training, they must be talking about the DA. Much less them cooking melati, ETAs and let's temper. You temper guyo and yes, which is what they do. Democrats, it's all up to us. Let me tell you another secret. We did the polling, and John, I'm sure, will talk to that. But we are ahead of the ANC in Johannesburg. We are ahead of the ANC in Tshwane. We are ahead of the ANC in Ekurhuleni. We are ahead of the ANC in the whole of Gauteng. Hayi midvala ngisakhuluma. Midvala uthathiseni wesihambela nje uyasimohlela yena. Uyasimohlela because unayo capacity. He's got capacity to uthathiseni. And we have faith. Yeah, kuwe baba ukuthi now icapacity kuwe igcwele. Laba waza laba bathi no capacity dololo ngoba bacula kakhulu. Thina sithi no, we don't see. We work. We got on the ground. We build reservoirs. We build roads. We build empowerment centers. We get people into jobs. We train our people. We don't do EPWP jobs as Tatanga nama councillors. We get everybody into jobs, and then that's what the kind of Johannesburg that people can expect from the DA. So are you ready, Democrats? Are you ready, Democrats? We are going to do this. Mark this word. There will be a headline in the newspaper that says Johannesburg is gold, but it's blue. The headlines that will say the city of gold is now blue, and it's going to be royal blue because we are going to bring royalty into the city of Johannesburg. We are going to bring hope to the people of Johannesburg. Where now there's Olifant, where now there's Soweto, where now there's Alexander, where now there's Lapo Santen, even you in Santen, who now you have invested millions of rand buying and building property, which now you cannot even get water. The royalty is coming your way. So others in their the green bins, when they start having chest pains about what the DA is doing, we are saying no.
You can concentrate on what the DA is doing. Tina will concentrate on what the people of Gauteng says they want to see happening. You can concentrate on us and talk nonsense all you want in the media space. We will concentrate on listening to the people of Johannesburg and implementing what the people of Johannesburg say that they want. Are you ready, Democrats? I want you to all stand up and say we are ready. I want you all to stand up, Democrats, and show that you are ready. I want you to all stand up, Democrats, and say that you are ready. I want you to all stand up, Democrats, and say that you are ready. Are you ready, Democrats? Are you ready, Democrats? Are you ready, Democrats? Viva TIA, viva! Viva TIA, viva! Phambili Joburg, phambili! Phambili Joburg, phambili! Asiyena sibangeneni nina capacity yabo.
Viva Solid Smile, viva! Viva provincial leader, viva! Democrats, I want us to warm up our voices. I want us to get on our feet. Because we're about to welcome one of the hardest working leaders in our party. Someone who always has been in Joburg's corner. The federal leader of the DA. But I want us to stand and give him a Joburg welcome. A Joburg welcome. Can we stand? Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we give him a Joburg welcome? Democrats, please join me and raise your voices for the DA federal leader, John Steenhuisen! Viva John Steenhuisen, viva!
It's a good day to be in the DA. Am I right? It's great to be part of this blue army. This blue army that's ready to sweep across every ward in this city, to every voting district, to every community, to every hall, and to every corner of Johannesburg. With one mission alone. To win Johannesburg for the DA. And to the people of Johannesburg, I say, when the DA wins, Johannesburg wins. It's good to be here today in this magnificent venue. It's good to be here today with this magnificent family of activists. Can we hear the activists? This magnificent family of councillors. Can we hear our councillors? This magnificent family of MPs and MPLs. Can we hear them? And the incredible blue machine staffing system that runs it behind the scenes. Let's hear it for our professional staff. You know, Democrats, I love the energy I'm feeling here today. They say down in the Cape, hier kom 'n ding. And I think there's something big coming if we can take this energy and we can take it all the way to November next year. Are you with us? Are we going to do it? We're going to do it. You know, almost everybody in this country has some connection or other with Johannesburg. Either we have friends and family here, we've worked here. We've come back here. And Joburg is crucial for our country. Because it's only when Johannesburg works that South Africa can work. And it is essential that we get Joburg working. Because, Democrats, we cannot afford to sit by and witness for even one more election. The corruption, the decay, the thievery, the mismanagement, the dry taps, the electricity that doesn't work, and the unemployment queues in Johannesburg weaving around buildings. We don't want a city of social grant recipients. We want a city of workers with real jobs, with a real future. And we can make it happen here. You know, there was a time when Rand Water was the pride of Africa, one of the very best water providers on the continent. Now, nearly half of all Johannesburg's water is lost to leaks. Families queue with buckets to just have clean water. And many communities are only surviving because good Samaritans are going out and digging boreholes to get water. And this is the story of a city that has been broken. It has been broken by the ANC. And in recent years, the ANC propped up by those small hyena parties that sit around on the edges waiting to feed on the carcass that the ANC have left behind. And they keep them in office. But we're here today to send a message from this hall, from this mighty community of Soweto, that your time is up. Your time is up. People are tired of poor service delivery. People are tired of politicians who talk and do nothing. And people are tired of paying for services that they never receive. Our people are tired of watching our children languish in unemployment, being sucked into gangsterism and drugs, destroying their future. And we're here today to send a clear message: so far and no further. Because we're going to turn the tide. And I'm not here today to curse the darkness. The DA is here to light the candle. And the light and illumination from that candle is going to show every resident in Joburg the path that we are going to take into the future, to win this city back, to make sure we put a government in place that's going to work for you, the people of this city. And I want to tell you, it can be done. There are many who will say to you, it can't be done. We must be deaf to them. It can be done. And we know it can be done because it happened right here. I want to tell you a story about a boy born in Vrede in the Free State. Over 100 years ago, his parents were farm workers. He had very little formal education and very few prospects. And certainly no reason to dream. But Ephraim E.T. Mshengu Chabalala refused to let those circumstances define him. He moved here to Johannesburg and started as a forklift driver, then as a bus driver in Soweto in 1946. He then took a leap of faith. He quit his job and he started his own meat business. Within 5 years, he had built a small fortune. He expanded into garages and shops and supermarkets. And then in 1968, when the people of this mighty place of Soweto called for the rehabilitation of the Iyetu cinema, it was he who answered the call. And he invested his money, not only in his own success, but in the success of his community. And Iyetu became more than just a cinema. It was a place that brought Sowetans together for laughter, for choir competitions, for music festivals, beauty contests, and stage productions. At that very dark time in our history, it was a shining beacon of hope and a hub of cultural significance. It was a place of joy, a place of community, a place where people invested the most important thing they can, and that is time, in each other. And that is why we are here today, in this very venue, reborn in 2023 as a modern cultural landmark. Because Democrats, Johannesburg needs that same spirit of renewal. We need the inspiration and commitment and the hard work that Ephraim Chabalala embodied. Because Johannesburg needs change. Now, Johannesburg is a city of extraordinary people. And don't let those politicians gaslight you or scapegoat you and say the problem with Johannesburg is its people. They're not the problem with Johannesburg. The problem in Johannesburg is the politicians. The people are great. They're innovative. They're hungry for change. They want to see a better future. But they cannot do it because they have politicians standing in their way. They have politicians stealing their future. They have politicians literally stealing the food out of their children's mouths. Johannesburg's got everything that it needs to thrive. Amazing people, infrastructure, opportunities, an 83 billion rand budget. But you know what Johannesburg doesn't have? Leadership. Johannesburg doesn't have leadership. And what we have today is not governance, it's decay management. That's what this government in Johannesburg is doing. They're not governing, they're managing decay. And even as they manage decay, they do it badly. Now, we need in Johannesburg a good dose of muti. We need a Jova. And that Jova is a blue Jova. And in this election, we're going to put it into the arm of Johannesburg, and we're going to rescue this patient, and we're going to fix it, and we're going to make it healthy again, and it is going to be a great city. A city that works for you and for me and for everybody. But you've got to trust the party to get it done. And if you had any doubts about the DA's ability, you only need to look at the Auditor General's report. But if you don't want to read the Auditor General's report, go and have a look at Ratings Africa. But if you're too busy to look at Ratings Africa, just listen to the President. Just listen to the President. He said it this week. The DA gets things done. When the DA governs, life is better. The taps run, the electricity's on, the jobs flow, and delivery happens. Now what Johannesburg needs is to take those words and translate them into action and make sure that we get the blue party here in government under a DA mayor to make a better future for all of you. But we must not play with fire. And let me be very clear to the citizens of Johannesburg. Let me be very clear. If you split your vote and vote for smaller parties, you're going to get another 5 years of what you've had for the last 5 years, and the 5 years before that, and the 5 years before that. If you're going to go into this election and spread bets on any new shiny bauble that comes along, be distracted by promises from people who never actually deliver on those promises. Now, I'm glad you said it. You said it. He said it, not me. And that's why Fraction SA are having such heart palpitations. They're having heart palpitations. They're more interested in who our mayoral candidate is than their mayoral candidate. And they're having heart palpitations because, as I said in Tshwane, I'm calling them Fraction SA because after this next election, they're going to be 0,000 as a fraction, not as a party. And we must not be fooled by people who say they're going to come clean the city and clean it up and clean it out. And yet they hang out at the houses of gangsters and hitmen. That's not the way forward. We can't trust parties who take your vote and then turn it around and give it back to the very people you voted against, like Action SA have done in Tshwane. They get trapped, you see, in these unstable coalitions. And we can't afford, Joburg can't afford, South Africa can't afford another 5 years of a revolving door at the mayor's office. We need stability. We need a leader with integrity. We need a vision that's going to turn the city round. And we need the people that are going to do it. And I want to say to the people of Joburg that only a vote united behind a capable, proper political party is going to rescue you from the decay that you are living in. I believe that Johannesburg can be a great place again. I believe that Johannesburg can be a world-class city. I believe that Johannesburg can be a city of opportunity. I believe that Johannesburg can be a city finally that serves its residents. And I believe it can be a city that can attract the best investments. And this is, yeah, do we believe? Yeah. Do we believe? Yeah. Are you believers? Yeah. When the DA took over Cape Town in 2006, it was a city going down the tubes. Services were collapsing. Corruption was taking over. Remember Mr. 10%, who was the city manager. And the poor were paying the highest price. But with strong leadership and determination and a will to win, we turned Cape Town round into the best performing metropolitan council in South Africa. Hashtag president. We went from, listen to this, spending 60% of the budget to spending 96% of the budget. Tripling the budget for maintenance. Spending on what mattered, roads, streetlights, pipes, clinics, hospitals and schools. And most importantly, we gave relief to the poorest households through free basic services and subsidized housing and restored the dignity of many of our citizens. Townships have benefited from new infrastructure, new housing, and real investment. And the lesson is simple. It's a very simple lesson. When honest leadership meets capable government, that's when things start to happen. And this too can happen for Joburg. This too can happen for Joburg. But it's going to be up to us in this room, and it's going to be up to the people of Johannesburg. And so, Democrats, each of us in this wonderful blue family, in this united blue army, needs to march in lockstep, determinedly into Johannesburg. We need to knock on every door. We need to speak to every resident. And we need to evangelize the good news that things are bad, but help is on the way. And that help is going to come when we put that big blue Java into the arm of Joburg in the elections next year. And we start to make it work. And so, in the inimitable words of that great political philosopher, Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Yes! Can Johannesburg work again? Yes! Can we fix the lights and the roads and the water? Can we build a Josie that we all love? Yes, we can. And so, the moment you've all been waiting for, the drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. I want to introduce to you a daughter of the city. A leader I believe in. Someone we can all believe in. Because she's done it before and she's going to do it again for Josie. Please welcome Helen Zille.
a privilege for me to accept the nomination as your mayoral candidate for this great city. I acknowledge with respect all the other candidates who gave me stiff competition for this honor. You gave me a run for my money. Today, I address the people of Joburg, who, like us, refuse to give up on her golden promise. Many of you may know me as an ex-mayor and an ex-premier, and also a mother and a gogo. But I'm here today as a daughter of Johannesburg. I was born and raised in this great city. It is a place where I took my first breath, walked my first steps, and spoke my first words. It is where I went to school, attended university, rented my first flat with my first salary, and started my first job. I learned to drive a car on Joburg streets, and I fell in love here. I fell in love with this city and all her people. In those days, Joburg was the drumbeat of South Africa. But the vibrancy of its people couldn't mask the inequality of apartheid. This city was built by migrant laborers who left their homes in rural South Africa to dig for gold deep underground. The mine dumps heaped above attested to what they endured underneath. Dangerous work and long separation from their families, yet their sweat and sacrifice laid the foundations of a great world city. I'm grateful to my parents who made sure that even as children, we were aware of the harsher realities of the city in which we otherwise had a carefree childhood. When 1994 was finally won, Joburg represented the pinnacle of new South Africa's promise, signaling to the world that South Africa's time had come to join the ranks of the world's free and democratic nations. The city of opportunity, the embodiment of our diversity, a magnet for its brightest and best. It was the place to be. Now, just over 30 years later, many of its own residents see it as a place to flee. Joburg is South Africa's most devastating example of what bad government can do to great people. You feel it with every pothole on Louis Botha Avenue or on the Golden Highway, arteries of our city that have been left to crumble. You smell it when you walk down Pritchard Street in the CBD, and others littered with rubbish and choked by illegal dumping. You see it when you open your tap in Coronationville, or right here in Soweto and no water comes out, or when you sit in darkness during endless power cuts in Roodepoort, Randburg and Eldorado Park. Your heart sinks when you think of the hijacked buildings of Hillbrow and Berea, where I once lived in dignity, but where families now live in danger. And you can see it in the fear gripping the suburbs, where people hunker down behind high walls and razor wire. Joburg now symbolizes the burden that bad government places on great people. But the good news is that in a democracy, the people have more power than their government, if they will only use it. They can vote for change. They can evict a bad government and demand better. The greatest risk facing Joburg is that their people resign themselves to the path of failure and give up on her promise. We are here to say, we will not give up. We can still change course. There is a better way, and it is the DA way of government. If you don't believe me, as John said, just ask the president. With perfect timing, President Ramaphosa this week showed the boldness we've all been waiting for. There is no braver act for a political leader than endorsing his main political opponent. Make no mistake, that is exactly what the president did. He told South Africa that the DA's election offer is better than the ANC. He said, those municipalities that do best are not ANC-controlled municipalities. They are often DA-controlled municipalities. The president continued, we need to ask ourselves, what is it that they are doing that is better than what we are doing? Well, Mr. President, your councillors in Johannesburg are about to find out. Your voters will bring DA government here so that you can all see firsthand. For cities to flourish, a few basics must be in place. We all know what they are, but clearly the president doesn't, because he still has to find out. Elected representatives must be driven by a desire to serve and improve their communities. That sounds like the DA, doesn't it? They must not use their positions to steal from the people they are supposed to serve. The city administration must be staffed with skilled, ethical, and capable professionals. These officials must be appointed for what they know rather than who they know or are related to. They must be rewarded for excellence, and they must be held accountable for failure. You see, local government isn't about ideology and grand ideals. It is about grand responsibility. It is the front line of service delivery. The only job of local government is to deliver quality, basic services. Water, as you all know, should be a right and not a luxury. Sewage, refuse removal, roads, traffic lights, electricity. Those basic things without which no one can lead a dignified life. In a local government election, the only question voters should ask is this: who will do that job the best? That is the question every voter in Johannesburg needs to ask in the run-up to the next election. And they know the answer because the president has given them a clue. The DA is a party that believes in maximizing your freedom under the rule of law. We provide the conditions that allow all people to flourish, a platform on which they can build better lives for themselves and their families. A pathway out of poverty in a city that enables them, not obstructs them. Those concepts are not just words. They are the building blocks of the world's greatest cities and the bedrock of every successful democracy. When people vote for governments rooted in these ideas, life improves for everyone. Another party once said, "A better life for all." They say it, we deliver it. The history of every successful democracy on earth will tell us what is needed for success. The most wonderful thing about Joburg is the resilience of her people, who believe in the potential of this city and who will work to fulfill it. Despite the decline, it is still the beating golden heart of Africa. The world's great cities.
Iron lady. The gold city needs an iron lady.
The world's greatest cities were not born great. They became great over generations through the relentless efforts of the people who believed in them. There is no shortage of such people in Johannesburg. Thousands of people working in hundreds of organizations who, despite their government, want to make Josie the great city we all know she can be. They believe they can make her work and that she will then work for them. And when enough people do that together, the result is a great world city. Great cities make great countries, not the other way around. Cities connect people to the economy. They create opportunities. And when people seize their opportunities, they multiply them, unlocking new prospects for others to succeed. For every tale of decline and collapse in Johannesburg, there is an equal and opposite force of rebuilding and renewal by dedicated residents. The force of their belief and energy will overcome the forces of despair. All they need is a mayor and municipal government to get behind them and be the catalyst for change. To spend the multi-million rand city budget on the way that best contributes to the city's resurrection, and to harness everyone's effort in a whole of society groundswell that turns that belief into reality. I'm deeply indebted to the Democratic Alliance for entrusting me with this enormous responsibility. I believe my whole life and every previous job has been preparing me for this. From this day forward, I will, together with you, take to the streets of Johannesburg, from Alexandra to Soweto, from Sandton to Orange Farm, from Hillbrow to Lenasia, from Roodepoort to Midrand, from Dipsur to Alvarado Park. I will hear the hopes and fears of the people of this great city. We will listen to their frustrations and their ideas to fix it, and we will learn a lot from them. Joburg's people will never give up on her, and I am one of them. We will not let Joburg's taps stay dry. We won't accept brokenness as the new normal. We will wrestle our city back from the criminal mafia and return her to those who love her. When you drive through those potholed roads in the darkness, where every broken street light represents a failed promise, I share your despair. It doesn't have to be like this. But it will be if we do not make the choice for change now. The time be different. It is literally now or never. Let the forces for good in the city unite to save it from the forces for bad. Let's put the darkness behind us. Together we can make the city of gold shine on our country, our continent, and all of the world. That is the Joburg that you dreamt of, and that we will work for, and that you deserve. Hello, Johannesburg! Thank you very much,
This is the story that we were trying to reveal
receiving further brain damage, not from a hunger strike. And we got the pathology reports from Dr. Jonathan Blackburn, who was a family pathologist, and we had to protect his identity in our lives. Okay, was definitely on a hunger strike. And that gave us the opening to start revealing everything out of brain damage. This is another place that was very important to the University of the Witwatersrand, and there was on my graduation day. The campus of the University of the Witwatersrand, where I was a student and where I got my degree, is one of the few places in Joburg that looks prettier today than it did back then. There are these wonderful students beds on both sides behind me, which weren't there when I was a student, and these beautiful blossoms. If I remember correctly, when I was a bit student, this was just being constructed. This wasn't part of the original campus. And behind me, we have the wonderful cherry blossoms. In front of me, Central Recreation Square, the fountain, which is something that wasn't here when I was here. This building behind me is called Princess Place. I believe it's a proud care centre now to look after old people. It used to be a Princess nursing home. And here at 69 Eastern Street, Johannesburg is the place that I was born, opened my eyes for the first time, took my first breath. Here I am at 27 2nd Street, a home that I remember so well. My parents were staying here when I was born, and then shortly after that moved out. This is my granny's house, and she lived here in Orange Grove, and I often get to visit her. It was really fantastic. I know this place so well, and the house was exactly the same. This is what my niece is doing. She's rolling out a red carpet to welcome. I can't believe it. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this. Where was that? Very lovely to meet you. This is my granny's old home, but I don't take for a little bit, and I often used to come and stay with my granny over the weekends and things. So this is like my home. Wow. It was exactly like this. There was a stoop, there was a crazy paving, the metal window frames. It was exactly like wow. The feeling that I feel walking into this house, it's just as I remember it. Obviously there are new tiles here, but this is a new arch. We used to come into the kitchen from that passage. So this is a new arch, it wasn't here. Of course, in those days there were no TVs. But the bed was here. It was quite a big bed, and my granny used to put me and my sister in the bed. 65 years ago that I was in this house. The steps. Back in my day, those steps went straight. They didn't curve down there, they went straight. I remember this so well. This is exactly the same. There were some fruit trees over there. This was my granny's sewing room. She used to sit here and sew on the sewing machine and fix things and knit things and do things for other people. Cheers to the generations, those who have lived here in the past and those still to come. So this is Eastbrook Court, where I used to live for quite a while as a young person straight out of university, having my first job. You know, this with me today, my name's Helen. I used to live in this flat. Very nice to meet you. Which flat are you in here? Oh, great. I was in 15. Yes. Oh, yes. That's how I used to live. Yeah, so right. And this is the open season block of flats I used to live in when I worked for Mayoral. And I lived on the ground floor here, just behind this Palisade gate. It's pretty wide up now. I have never seen this shop before here in front. DK, fruit and veg supermarket. They've changed the entrance, it's over here, but look at that. Really unfortunate. These used to be beautiful pavements, a beautiful park. You take my little dog for a walk in that park. Welcome to open seasons, but it's pretty closed. My name is Helen Zille. How are you? Nice to see you, Mark. This is my door number. 103 Open Seasons, Mitchell Street, Maria. The Mimosa Court is an enormous building here. My granny is about halfway up. It was called the Avalon, and now it's called the Mimosa. We moved into about the 7th floor here, if I remember correctly. And this is where my sister and I used to visit her every single fortnight. And it was an extraordinarily happy place for us to come. For every problem in Johannesburg, there is a group of dedicated, committed citizens taking hands to address it. And that is inspirational. That is the spirit of Joburg. That is what will enable Joburg to become the great city all know that it should be and can be, all they need is a facilitated, corruption-free, dedicated, hard-working, committed local government with all of the forces trying to get the best for Joburg. In the middle of a seriously derelict precinct is David Street, taken over by the private sector, developed, paved, greened, upgraded. It looks like a different country, let alone the same precinct. And this is the vision that we have to have for Joburg. This is the panorama that captures for me the once beating heart of this wonderful city. The APSA building, once the South African Association newspaper building, where the brand name Harold's House now worked in.